Like, I guess that it kind of depicts his whole psychotic personality, but I don't really like that. Welcome back, Golden Family. Miner here, and welcome back to the Spookyverse. Today I'm going to give you guys my personal rankings of all the Child's Play films that have ever been released.
Ade Dewey Dembella, Varencella Santaria, booyahshockalocka.
Some of these you may agree with me, but some of these you may disagree. I mainly say this because there are some films that in my opinion are severely underrated, but at the same time there are some that are severely overrated. We will be excluding the TV show since, well, that's a TV show. However, I do want to leave it as an honorable mention because I love it. The kills were nice, the design of Chucky was brilliant, the personality was brilliant also. But let me just say, the death of the maid in the second episode could have been completely avoided. The reason why I'm saying that is because whenever we're putting away dishes or putting dishes in the dishwasher, we store our knives down. They stored their knives up. So, yeah, could have been avoided. But aside from that, we have 8 total rankings to do. Let's just jump directly into it. At number 8, we have the remake. Keep in mind, guys, in my opinion, there's like no such thing as a bad Chucky movie. I just don't like this one. And honestly, it should come as no surprise to say that this one's my least favorite. I mean, I like the idea of a rogue AI, but, I mean, this isn't Chucky. This isn't Child's Play. This isn't freaking Charles Lee Ray. Speaking of, he's not even in the movie. That's the worst part about it. But here's where things actually do get good about this film. I actually believe that the guy who made Chucky is Charles Lee Ray. Now, I know that that's a bit of a stretch, but if you guys want me to make a full theory video on that, let me know, and I will. I mean, I guess the kills were decent, and I like the look of red-eyed Chucky, but aside from that, that's pretty much all the good things that this film has to offer. And so far, my least favorite scene in this film is the scene where Chucky and Andy are talking, and Chucky starts, like morphing his face and stuff like that. Honestly, I just think that looks ridiculous. Honestly, the only thing that even makes this a Child's Play movie is the name. Aside from that, this isn't a Child's Play movie. You know what? I'm done talking about it. Let's just move on. At number 7, we have Child's Play 3. This one takes place quite a few years after the second movie. Hey guys, let me just go ahead and say something real quick. I actually originally thought that these were made a lot later. Like, I thought Child's Play 1 was like made in like 1985, where Child's Play 2 was made in 1987. I don't really know why. I thought like 90% of the films were in the 80s. But as it turns out, Child's Play 1 was made in 88, and Child's Play 2 was made in 90. But now that we got that out of the way, let me get down to the reasons why this is one of my least favorites. It's mainly the design of Chucky in this one. He has like a much more chubby, much more squished face. And I just don't really like that. I don't like that. And I also really don't like the whole, military base thing. However, the ending was nice. That's why I put it higher than the remake. Also because remakes are just terrible in general. Well, except for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which if you want me to do a ranking of Leatherface's masks in the future, let me know. Now, I really love the ending of this movie. Hey, little spoiler alert, even though this movie's like 30 years old. At the end of this film, Chucky gets half his freaking face chopped off, giving him like a Two-Face look, and then gets thrown in a freaking fan. That is awesome. Aside from that, that's probably the only good part about this film. Let's just move on. At number 6, now this is one that's probably going to make a bunch of you guys mad. We have The Curse of Chucky. Now keep in mind, like I said, there's no bad Child's Play film except for the remake. The remake is legitimately terrible. But the reason why I don't like this one is I don't really see the appeal. Seriously, guys, it is overrated AF. Hashtag overrated AF. Now, I do put this over Child's Play 3 since the majority of that film was legitimately terrible. I put this one higher than it because there's only a couple scenes that are actually bad. The rest of this film was actually nice. First off, we have the dinner scene. Now, mostly the scene where the mother of the little girl, I've completely forgotten the little girl's name, by the way, she tells the little girl to continue eating after she complains that it tastes funny. Now, I primarily have an issue with that because of the way how she said it. She said, "There's nothing wrong with it. Eat it." That is depicting parents as not being good people. I think we put too much oregano in it. Oh, really? Let me see real quick. Oh, okay. Next time we'll try and make it with less oregano. See? That's how you're supposed to handle that. Not freaking, "I think there's too much oregano in it. I don't care. Eat it." And by the way, guys, I mainly know that from experience because my parents are very loving. And the other scene that I have an issue with is what happens to the priest. I might need to get my crucifix out for this, guys. So, in this movie, the Chucky ended up poisoning the priest, and yeah, he died in a car accident. Now, if it could have been anyone else, this film would have been much higher. And I mainly say that because the kill actually looked nice. Most of the kills in this film actually look nice. But the fact that it happened to a priest, it gets put down this low. At number 5, we have The Cult of Chucky. Now, from this point on, we're having movies that I don't really have much of an issue with. But this movie is, probably is my least favorite out of the top 5. Now, it's primarily due to Chucky's design. He has like eyes that are much more far apart and like a much thicker neck compared to how he did in the first film. Also, the whole thing with multiple Chuckies. I actually don't mind that as much as the priest car accident scene in its predecessor. And that's why I put this one higher than that one, but that's not Chucky. That's not Charles Lee Ray. That's clones of Chucky. Listen, guys, clones work better in sci-fi films, not slasher films. Aside from that, the film's great. All the films, like I said, from this point on, I'm not going to have much of an issue with. At number 4, we have The Bride of Chucky. Now, The Bride of Chucky is honestly not a bad film, in my opinion. I'm pretty sure that this film was inspired off of The Bride of Frankenstein, which you can tell by that beginning scene with Tiffany in the bathtub watching Bride of Frankenstein. I like that. Now, there are some things I don't really care for, such as that scene where Chucky's drinking out of a fish tank. I guess that it kind of depicts his whole psychotic personality, but I don't really like that. The design of dark-haired Tiffany, I don't really care for either. Now keep in mind, guys, that's not me throwing shade at the people who made the dolls or even Jennifer Tilly. I think Jennifer Tilly's a great actress. I'm just saying. And a lot of people say that scene with the dolls doing the dirty, you know what I mean, in the hotel room.
Hey yo, what the?
A lot of people say that that's where the series really started to take a huge nosedive. I'm inclined to disagree. I happen to think that this version of Tiffany looks...
What did he say?
And I love the design of Chucky in this film. And I love the idea that these two could be anatomically correct. However, I don't like the idea of how they could have gotten like that. So far, my current theory is that they took parts from little kids.
Hey yo, what the?
Which is really messed up. Let's just move on to the next one. But before we do, I just want to talk about the little demon baby fetus hellspawn thing that happened at the very end of the film. I like this. It's creepy, it's scary, and also it's just, it leads to one of my favorite characters in the series. At number 3, we have The Seed of Chucky. Now, I know that this is a film that some of you guys absolutely hate. I think it is severely underrated. I love this film, okay? I loved it. I especially loved the first bathroom scene where Tiffany, Hey yo, what the? I really love the design of Tiffany in this one and the design of Chucky. I think that they look a lot better in this film than they did in the previous one, especially Tiffany.
What did he say?
And like I said during that one, Glenn is one of my favorite characters. There's not much else to say about this film. Let's move on. At number 2, we have Child's Play 2. Now, fun fact, guys, this is actually the first Child's Play I've ever actually seen. Seriously, guys, I think it was like Child's Play 2, then 3, then Bride, then Seed, then Curse, then the first one, then Cult. No, it was the remake, then Cult, and then the TV show. Now, this version of Chucky has much brighter colors on his overall attire, and his facial features are a lot whiter. Now, they did something very similar with Child's Play 3, and I told you guys I hated that, but I really liked the way how they did it in this film. So this film takes place relatively close to where the first one ended. Andy is now in foster care, and Karen is off in like an insane asylum, I think. I can never remember. And in that film, they thought they killed off Chucky, but little do they know, they didn't. He's still around. He now has himself a new body and finds another good guy doll called Tommy, who he, for lack of a better way to say it, beats his face in, and then buries him in the backyard. And then sits there and takes his place, now referring to himself as Tommy. Little fact for you, did you guys know that I actually originally thought that the doll's default name was actually Tommy? And I also thought the same thing about the Tiffany doll and the Glenn doll. Like, I actually thought that the Glenn doll's default name was Polly, and the Tiffany doll's default name was Mary. Now, this is mostly because of things I've heard from Seed of Chucky and Child's Play 3. Honestly, I have no idea why my brain went to that. But then again, I was a kid then, so. Now back to this Chucky right here. I love this. I love the way how, like, his nose starts bleeding at the end of the film. I love when he gets his hand ripped off and he has to put, like, a knife into his stump. I love the scene where he gets his legs ripped off and has to use a wheel cart. I even love the scene where he gets melted plastic poured on him and it makes him look like a friggin' zombie. The kills were amazing. The design of Chucky is incredible. I love it. Let's move on. At number 1, this is the best one in the franchise. It should come as a surprise to basically no one. Child's Play 1. This is the best one in the franchise, obviously. It's the original. It's goated. It's the classic. I love it. I love the idea of a doll being possessed by a serial killer. I mean, come on. How could you possibly predict that this freaking adorable little doll was secretly a mass murderer? Frankly, out of all the films, I actually find the remake to be scarier than the original, but that's because of the fact that that could actually happen in the real world. But still, this one's the best. I love this. And that's it. The original came out in 1988 and introduced us to the infamous Charles Lee Ray, aka Chucky. Be sure to comment which film is your favorite. For me, it's Seed of Chucky. I really love this film. But with that, that's what we're going to call it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a like. Comment down below what you guys thought, and of course, subscribe for more videos. Be sure to comment what kind of spooky videos you want to see us do, and we probably will in the next part. But with that, this is Miner signing off for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Golden Family.